Hey folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker! We are still in the midst of the world quest. We are on to physical, ranged, or just ranged. It's mage ranged. Magical range, physical range. There's no magical melee. So, anyway. Seeds of Disquiet. Do mine eyes deceive me? Lady Arya, oh, thank the Kami. Lord Hien has requested assistance in the resolution of the most urgent matter, the hunt for a fell beast believed to be a blasphemy. Though we have made great strides in ensuring the safety of our people, we fear even our finest shinobi will be no match for this enemy, for it commands the skies of Doma. But as your talent for striking down foes at a distance is beyond compare, I can think of no one better to aid us in overcoming this adversary. Well, if no other marks is up to the task makes no sense because I'm a dancer. So it would be my pleasure. That would make sense if I were a bard or a monk. I'm a dancer. It would be my pleasure. Oh, Kami be praised. I shall inform Lady Yugiri that she may receive you at the Doma Enclave. Safe travels, Lady Arya. It is good to see you, Arya. When we received word that you of all people had answered our call, I could scarcely believe it. Yet here you are. Lord Hien will be pleased with this reunion. If you would wait here a moment. Well, the Kami should guide your steps to our door once more, and with such fortuitous timing. Pray forgive me for not affording you a hero's welcome, but time is not on our side. Not long after receiving word of men transforming the hideous beast in Thavnir, a similar creature was born of a woman in Isari. After attacking another villager, it took to the skies and fled, though to where we know not. An all too cruel twist of fate, for the one slain was among the prisoners returned to his deplorable exchange with the Sahi of the Empire, just when they had at last begun to piece their life back together. This blasphemy must be stopped. Alas, our foe is wont to peep to the skies, well beyond the reach of our samurai and shinobi. Best that we seek the aid of those proficient in ranged combat, who are built to pluck the beast from the heavens. Of course, martial prowess alone will not solve our problems. Others have turned into weaker but no less gruesome abominations, as was the case in Thavnir, and their numbers increased by the day. While I understand this phenomenon is not unlike a sickness which spreads by feeding on fear and anxiety, emotions which, of late, can be found in the movements. Slaying the beast means nothing if people's hearts cannot be put at ease. Lord Hien. You have to help me. The villagers, they... Sir, please calm yourself and tell us what happened. Another has been turned into mine, my lord, for a blessing no one was harmed when the beast flew into a rage, but people are in a panic. I fear what may happen next. It would seem we have even less time than I thought. Worry not, we will see to the beast. As of yet, there is no cure for this affliction, but we will save what lives we can, I promise you. I trust you are ready to join the fray. It was seen near the glittering basin. Come, I will show you. Oh hey, free word. The beast was right there, I swear it. I thank you for leading us here, but it is not safe. Please return to your village. We should split before to have any chance of finding it. Arya, would you see to the west? I will search in the north. Yugiri, I leave the east to you. If you find it, remember, these blasphemies are no longer people. They will not hesitate to strike you down, so you mustn't either. Now, let's not waste any more time. Alright, be frightened, youth. Don't be afraid. A dancer is here. Oh, here's something else. I don't know why I'm trying to go all in, but I am. Are you alright? We heard shouting and came as fast as we could. It would appear Arya arrived not a moment too soon. Why? Why did you kill my brother? Your brother. Young man, that creature was not your kin. Not anymore. Had she not laid to rest, it would have killed you and countless others. But if your heart cries out for one to blame, let it be me. The beast was slain at my behest, for it was the only way. No! No, you're wrong! You killed him! Murdered him! I hate you! Lisa, what are you doing here? Searching for Tombo, though clearly you found him first. The monster was his older brother, as you may have guessed, and Tombo gave chase the moment it ran off. I beg you forgive him for his outburst. His brother was all he had left. Their father was conscripted by the Empire and was, regrettably, not among those returned to us in the recent exchange of prisoners. The hope they might one day be reunited was their only comfort when the Viceroy still ruled. Only imagine how they felt when she walked into Usaria, shadow of her former self. Tsuyu may have had no memories of the monster she was, but her victims still see her in their dreams. Nevertheless, like many, their brothers prayed that your mercy would see their family restored. But then they learned of her death and of their father's absence. Deprived of hope and eat all at once, they had nothing. My apologies for rambling. No, it was a rather enlightening tale. I spared the woman who brought him pain and took the brother who brought him comfort. I would hate me too. I swear I will set things right for Tombo, for all the people of Doma. Please return home, Issa, and be safe. Let's return to the Doma Enclave. This ordeal has given me much to consider. I owe you a great debt for your timely assistance, and an apology for I have made you an executioner in young Tombo's eyes. Would that I had been the one he witnessed cut down the beast his brother undercover. But we haven't time to dwell on regrets of what should have been. No, we need to take action. After bringing Tombo and his brother, I believe I know it must be done. A great many of our brothers and sisters were returned to us in the prisoner exchange, but even so, there are those who yet remain lost to us. Meanwhile, Yatsu, who was directly responsible for much of our people's suffering, was never held to account for her crimes. In death, she claimed vengeance for her suffering at the hands of her brother, the limitations of justice for her countless victims. The people of Doma have every right to resent me for failing them in their duty. But what of those who cannot bring themselves to do even that? Who are left alone with their anger and their pain? It may well give way to despair, and then they would share the same fate as Tombo's brother, yes. which is why we must needs consider who else might share in his anguish ere we find ourselves beset by poor peace. I will begin making rounds of the villages to inquire after those whom our neighbors believe are more distressed than we. Very good. I and the other shinobi shall continue our search for the blasphemy, which set these events in motion. And you, my friend, we will have need of your talents again ere long. Rest assured, we will keep you apprised of our findings. When the kami answer. Arya, we have yet to ascertain the whereabouts of the blasphemy from Asari, but for a blessing, we have received no reports of others that have turned. Lord Hien, for his part, has made a concerted effort to go about the villages and converse with his subjects directly. I suspect his constant presence has served to allay the people's spirits. As one might expect, he has ever been dedicated to diligence, but I fear he has been away overlong. I'm about to go and visit what should have been his last destination, Isari. Might I ask you to accompany me? Thank you. I am sure there is no cause for concern, but nevertheless I should be glad to find him quickly. Oh hey, this is Guhanyo, one of the B ranks of RDC. Arya, Yugiri, my apologies if I gave you cause for concern. Assessing the state of affairs here in Isari has proven difficult. To put it simply, the people, one and all, refuse to speak with me. They simply bow their heads and turn away at my approach. Knowing that blasphemy originated here, I cannot help but wonder if that has aught to do with their silence. Perhaps you could attempt to engage with the people in my stead. Surely they have no cause to deny the two of you. I should hope not. Nevertheless, I will don the disguise, lest I draw undue attention. Come, Arya, let us see what we can discover. Thank you, both of you. That's right. The blossom was born of a young woman here in Isari. Tragic, really. Every day she prayed for the safe return of her husband, but it was not to be. And to be honest, I fear the loss drove her poor mother-in-law mad. Kisei has ever been a devout believer in the kami and their blessings, but she's somehow convinced herself that Minato has become one. The delusions of a grieving parent, obviously, but an alarming number of people have come to share in her belief. Heresy is what it is. Blasphemy. You are mistaken, my friend. Our village was visited not by a monster, but a kami, Izanami. I accidentally double-clicked. Well, where Lord Hien is cold and callous, as she offers a boundless compassion and love. I owe a great debt to Lord Hien. If not for him, I would still be fighting under the Imperial standard. The village suffered dearly under the occupation. What's more, our lord failed to punish the voice for her crimes and failed to reunite many with their loved ones. I understand why someone thinks poorly of him, even if I do not. I see. Little wonder they would refuse to confide in me. The belief held by some that this blasphemy is a kami, however, is quite concerning. Izanami presides over life and death. She gave birth to the nation of Doma and ushers souls of the departed into the land of the dead. I trust you understand what it would mean to deny them a source of hope in such dark times, even such as this. The villagers also claim that this Kisei can speak with the dead. In fact, she will be holding a gathering to demonstrate her powers ere long. I've had the opportunity to gauge the extent of their fanaticism. Not for me, of course. My presence would draw undue attention. Might I ask you both to attend in my stead? Her followers will be gathering in the tavern. Come. Oh, spirits of Isari, I beseech you, lend me your voice and let your presence be known. Cross the veil and be among us once more. Akitsu. Father? Still tending the nets like I taught you. Yes, Father, every day, thanks to you, we never want for fish. Our bellies are never empty. I'm proud to be your son. I was always too embarrassed to tell you before, but... And I am proud to have been your father. May you ever be blessed by the sea's bounty. It hurts. Father, what's wrong? He is in terrible pain, my child. Those who have cheated death's design yet live. It has disrupted the national order, and the spirits suffer for it. What must we do to ease their pain? Fear not, Izanami shall put all to rights. She will claim the souls not long for this world and deliver them unto the hereafter. When her work is finished, your father's spirit and all others will find peace. Can you find my father? Can you help me speak with him? Say, can you commune with my husband? What about my family? Hey, help me, Kise, please. So, Kise's ability is Kise's ability all that she claims. Really? A young man spoke with his dearly departed father through her? I find that rather hard to believe. Even so, those in attendance appeared quite convinced, my lord. I suspect a great many of the villagers I've spoken with recently are as well. Everywhere I went, the people were in so much pain, and there was nothing I could do or say to give them solace. Yet for all their anguish, there has not been a single report of villagers turning since the incident with Tombo's brother. Which can only mean word of Kise and her ability to speak with the deceased has spread. The belief that we can commune with our loved ones is death is a comfort far beyond my power to provide. Though I fail to see how the people would abide the calm reclaiming innocent lives to restore order. She comes! Izanami! Blasphemy? Here? Probably regretting having done this almost night in game, but well, I can't control the time. Lord Ian, the Kami, she appeared from nowhere, and in the next instant this poor man was... Oh, we were too late. Wasn't he one of the villagers returned in the prisoner exchange? You recognize him then? Curious that he and the blasphemy's first victim were former conscripts. What could the fiend be after? It does not become my lord to speak ill of the Kami. I understand you are come to investigate the rumors of a monster born in our village. A blasphemy, you call it, but you are sorely mistaken. My daughter-in-law, Minato, was chosen to serve as a vessel for Izanami. I witnessed her ascension with my own eyes. Minato, please! I can't. I won't. There's no logic to it. No justice. Witch Doma spare, give it a second chance, and my husband contend to die as a conscript. I'll never know what became of him. Lord Hien can't give me even that. And when I look at my family, at the families he made whole at their happiness, I feel a hole in my heart, a gaping wound that will never heal, begin to bleed. Only at my beloved's side will I find peace. You mustn't lose faith, Minato. All will be well. Trust in the Kami, in Izanami. I want to believe, but... Izanami has come to bring peace to the souls of the departed, to restore balance between their world and ours. Surely we not dare defy the will of the Kami. This balance you speak of has claimed the lives of two innocents, but recently returned to us. I will not accept that the Kami would condone such cruelty. No crueler than the sights of Yatsu, free and forgiven, while my husband and son fought Garlemald's wars. Now dead and forgotten in a foreign land. With all due respect, Lord Hien, is it not your duty to protect Doma and her people? How are we to place our faith in the man who places the enemy's safety and well-being above that of his own subjects? Only the Kami are deserving of our adoration, as they have always been. Villagers are no doubt loath to ask it of me, but preparations must be made for burials and funeral rites. Not for that much, at least. You seem distracted during a conversation with Kisei. Is something the matter? The echo, and the blasphemy was indeed born of Minato. To bear witness to such horror, how her mind must have struggled to comprehend what she saw. As a woman of faith, perhaps her only surviving family, becoming one with the divine was the only reality with which she could come to terms. I believe I know now what must be done. I pray her fervor does not drive her to oppose us. Come, let's return to the Enclave. From what you told me of your vision, the nature of Minato's despair, as well as the focus of her ire, is clear. It's plain she was a good-natured and kind-hearted woman, grieving for the loss of her husband. This alone may not have been enough to turn her, but my failure to hold the Yatsuya to account, together with the sight of other families reunited, compounded the turmoil in her broken heart. A path of despair paved by my good intentions, the truth that will weigh heavy on my conscience until my dying day. Minato was prepared to die in sadness rather than live in hatred. If she could see the beast she has become, she would implore us to stop her. Which is why we must find the others who will return to us in a prisoner exchange before they come to harm. Once our safety is assured, we may hunt down the Blasphemy and bring a close to this tragedy. Home no longer. Arya, if you are come to ask after the blasphemy, I have naught to share. Yet, as of yet, our shinobi have seen no sign of the beast. Returnees, however, are all accounted for, and Lord Mian has seen them safely to the Kianka. As such, he is presently assisting with the hunt. For a blessing, there have been no reports of other villages turning, and yet, before the situation takes a turn for the worse, there is a matter I feel warrants further investigation. You say. Though a villager of Isari, I suspect she may, in fact, hail from my home, Suino Soto. Knowing they would be loath to answer my inquiries, I entreated with the Kojin to contact Suino Soto myself. To hear tell of it, Princess Kurenai has made great strides in establishing stronger ties with the outside world. At mention of Kusei, however, their cordial warmth turns strangely cold. If we are to learn more, I fear we have little choice but to go and speak with the people of Suino Soto ourselves. A little visit for you, I imagine, but my banishment complicates matters. That said, it has been many years since I left home. For to disguise myself, I may well go unnoticed in your company. If you're willing to take the risk. Thank you. Let's make for Onokuro then. Onokuro? The garments I wore when we first met. Sufficient, I think, to conceal my identity. How many years has it been since last I saw home? I am a shinobi of Doma, but even as a child I sought to ensure the safety and survival of Suino Sato. I was quite bold in those days, if not a touch reckless, and together with the other children I often ventured beyond the borders of home. We yearned for adventure, and so one day we sought to behold the wonders of Doma. Imagine our horror to discover a city of ruin and ash, imperial soldiers marching through the streets. We fled at the sight, but in my haste I lost my way in the bamboo groves. It was there I first met a young boy named Shun, a sweaty mess as he swung his wooden sword with reckless abandon. Training to fulfill his duty as a samurai, he said. Having seen the destruction of which the Empire was capable, I too felt a need to protect my home. I joined him in his exercise, and every day my resolve to protect those I love grew. Sadly, my elders refused to listen. They were content to remain hidden beneath the waves, and hopefully the Empire's notice. With a heavy heart, I left in search of the strength I believed I sorely needed, and I found it as a shinobi. But the people feared war and conflict with all my heels should I return. I do not begrudge them their decision, nor do I regret mine own. Part of me is overjoyed at the thought of seeing home again. Openly defying the wishes of the Ruby Princess, however, would bode ill to my family. They have suffered enough for my transgressions. That is why, for their sake, I will remain naught but a faceless shinobi at your employ. Thank you. With that in mind, let's make for Suino Sato. All these years, yet naught appears so changed since the day I left. But now is not the time to reminisce. We have work to do. Kusei's departure from Suino Sato was likely decades ago. Perhaps the village elders will know why she chose to leave. Yugiri is now accompanying you, because it wouldn't be one of these quests without someone accompanying us. At least we can mount here. Aha. Amiable elder. Say, the name sounds familiar, and yet... My apologies, friend. My memory's not what it once was. Let us seek out another. It has been else heard that name. She was a priestess of the village, vanished after drawing the ire of the former Ruby Princess. What has become of her after all these years, I wonder? Please, is there anything else you can tell us? You know, he was quite close with her. If memory serves, perhaps you should seek her out. Mother, I'd hoped to avoid my parents, but if there is no other way, Arya might ask you to take the lead. 'Tis good to see you again. To what do we owe the honor of your visit? Say, yes, we were close, but that was a long time ago. Still, if I can be of assistance and to the woman to whom we owe so much, I will share all I know. Issei was born to a family of priests, and even at an early age, she was possessed of extraordinary abilities. Much was expected of her, but everything changed the day she said she could speak with the dead. No one believed her at first, but she continued to insist she could, and strove to prove it by demonstrating knowledge well beyond her years. Knowledge of events which she could not have been privy. Word of her talent eventually reached the Ruby Princess, and she was summoned to the Shui Sea of Violet Tides for a private audience. No one knows what Kisei said to her in the palace, only that the princess was incandescent with rage and ordered her exile forthwith. Some believe Kisei revealed the terrible secret of the World House, or perhaps spoke a blatant falsehood that proved her a liar. Indeed, the knowledge she claimed to divine from the dead was not always truthful, but who's to say the dead would know the truth, or not seek to deceive? Thus could we never be certain if it was simply a fantasy or a power divine. The only thing that is certain is that no small number of people found comfort in her words. Would that I could tell you more, but sadly I have not seen or spoken with Kisei since her banishment. Forgive me, but have we met your companion before? She looks familiar. I believe this is the first time our humble shinobi has visited Suino Sato. Ah, is that so? For the brief moments you reminded me of someone quite dear to my heart. Being a shinobi, I presume you have heard tales of Yugiri Mistwalker. Should you chance to meet her, may I ask you to deliver her a message? Tell her that her mother and father love her, that we could not be more proud of her. I will. I have no doubt she feels the same, and not a day goes by without you in her thoughts. I believe we've heard enough. Shall we return to Onokoro? Onokoro? Still can't speak. Oh, it's fine. Apologies for placing you in so peculiar a situation. Though I must confess, it did my heart good to see mother and father well. All the more reason I must do all I can to keep the peace. As a shinobi of Doma, no, as a member of the Eastern Alliance. Mayhap there will come a day when Suino Sato opens to the world, a day when Yugiri Mistwalker can be reunited with her mother and father. Would the Lord Hien could be afforded the same opportunity. But Lord Kai and Lady Mina have long since passed, the two of too many lives lost to imperial occupation. Can not imagine he would ever succumb to despair, but make no mistake, Lord Hien knows the pain of his people all too well. Indeed, in his eyes, if I may be honest, troubles me at times. Or perhaps I have said too much. Come, we mustn't keep him waiting. Welcome back. I trust your journey provided an enlightening one. Approved an enlightening one. Provided. Wow. Really can't read right now. What else is new? So she does in fact hail from Suino Sato, and you say she possessed these divine gifts since childhood. Genuine or no, the people believe her and more flock to her side with every passing day. But the returnees are safe at the Hien town, and its defenses bolstered. As for the blasphemy, I've spoken with our Confederate allies, among others, and together we will establish a network of contacts across the length and breadth of Doma to take up the search in earnest. Mark my words, we will find it. The devoted daughter. You've arrived a little bit too soon. The blasphemy has been sighted on the coast. For a mercy, there are no reported casualties as of yet. Just a woman I was hoping to see. No sooner had we cast wide our net than the Confederate messenger was at our door. You would join us? Rasho awaits our arrival at Onokara. Well now, the noble Lord of Doma should come in person once again. Mayhap these blasphemies truly are a threat. Indeed, they are, and I was told you and yours sighted the quarry quite recently. Aye, that we did. Near the islands of Shoal Rock, the beast appeared to be docile by all accounts, but appearances can be deceiving. If it is as you say, then this blasphemy has eyes only for former conscripts, then we have naught to fear. I trust those we accepted into our care are still in yours at the Hien Con, enjoying the finest Doman hospitality. Anyway, I know not why it came to the Ruby Sea, nor why it remains idle, but if we act quickly, there is a chance we can take it unawares. I propose we divide our forces. If you're willing to go ashore, we'll take a ship and circle about the island. The first to find it will have the honor of the kill. Simple enough plan. Shall we be off the Shoal Rock then? This is where the blasphemy was last said. The fates are kind. This will be over soon. Such speed. I doubt even my falcons can keep pace with it. Ah, don't tell me the blasphemy's flying off into the distance. I hope the ill will that bore me in life might compel the beast to stay and fight. Perhaps less of Minato remains than I thought. Minato? That monstrosity was Minato? You her? Her family tried to flee to Higashi during the occupation, but their ship was raided and sunk. When we happened upon the wreckage, she was held between her parents on a piece of flotsam, just desperate to keep warm, but they had long since grown cold. We took her to Onokuro, where we nursed her back to health. Couldn't imagine what horror she must have witnessed. The mere sight of our weapons was enough to make her start screaming. She was clearly unfit for our trade, so we sought a village that might take her in. Sorry, it was that village. Several months later, I chanced to meet her on this very beach. She was in the company of a young Auri fisherman, and I knew at once she had found more than a home there. I saw them here many times after that. She found something comforting about this place, I think. According to reports from Rods Han, the memories and desires of those who turn can influence their behaviors as blasphemy. And perhaps Minato's memories are what compelled the beast to come here. That would explain its timid. It would also explain its timid nature. Minato was never one for violence in the sight of you. Blade drawn, no doubt stirred what little of the woman remains in the monster. If that is the case, and so the kid cut is unlikely, guarded as is by our samurai. How are we to find an enemy so quick to flee at the first sign of danger? Robbed of her parents, her husband, now her life. I would rather we didn't have to at all. I understand full well the risk we take by doing nothing. If we catch sight of the blasphemy again, you'll be first to know. Perhaps next time we can put our soul to rest. There's naught to do now but bide our time. Let us return to the Enclave. Given what we have learned, it seems likely that the blasphemy will return to the Shoal Rock, but that knowledge will avail us not if we cannot prevent it from escaping again. Lord Hien, on behalf of the people of Isari, we are come with a request. We welcome you with open arms and open hearts. What is it you would ask of me? Those returned to us in the prisoner exchange have been granted shelter at the Kian-Kan. If they yet live is an affront to the Kami's grand design, then the spirits of our loved ones suffer for it. Balance must needs be restored, and so I beseech you to render them unto the goddess Izanami. Absolutely not. It is not our place to pray for the death of others, nor draw steel to Satan, mere bloodlust. When I take a life, be it by command or my own hand, I do so not in service to vengeance, but to uphold my duty to Doma and her people. How did your mercy for Yatsu serve your duty? Were your people made better by the sight of her walking free? For her crimes and her cruelty, I cut her down the day we took Doma Castle. I sought to kill her, and by right she should have died then and there. The Kami willed otherwise, and returned her to us alive and bereft of her memories. No recollection of her deeds, it would have been Tsuyu who faced punishment, not Yatsuyu. This was my judgment, and for it you were denied the justice you deserved. You have every right to resent me. But you come before me and ask that I sacrifice men and women whose only crime was to suffer, to be condemned to a life of servitude. Condemned to a life of servitude. If you truly believe your cause to be so sacrosanct, and believe yourselves fit to bear the burden and swing the sword, then step forward. Sophistry and lives, they were meant to die. The spirits demand it. Are these the words yet of the dead, or the living who yet mourn? Word of the Osari priestess and her gifts has spread far and wide, and I thought to see the truth of it myself, but By coincidence, I crossed paths with a traveler hailing from the self-same village who had a mind to return as well, but alas could not. So he bade me deliver a missive in his stead. Judging by that striking resemblance, I take it you are the young fisher Akitsu? This is a letter from my father. He was severely wounded in battle, but expects to make a full recovery. He's alive. But that would mean... Surely a woman of your talents can divine a plausible explanation for this turn of events. You shall pray for this contumely. My daughter will make certain of that. Apologies for the abrupt and otherwise unannounced arrival. As you can see, my Lord Heian, I am returned. Well, glad am I for it. Thanks to your timely arrival, we have given the lie to Kisei's claims of preternatural powers. I gather you are apprised of recent events. It did not take long to learn the state of affairs here in Doma, and that my assistance may be required. I'd heard tales of Kisei channeling the dead, including the father of one young fisherman. Imagine my surprise when I saw this spirit in the flesh. He was also on pilgrimage, paying respects to the departed, and we chanced to meet at the Liberation Front Infirmary. We would that we were not brought back together under such circumstances, but I'm glad to see you all hale and hearty. Tombo, is something the matter? I wish to apologize, Lord Heian. It was wrong of me to say the things I did. Said. I understand nothing can bring back my father. I was so angry, Please, Tombo, you needn't apologize. It's just, my brother was always so brave, but father's death was more than he could bear. And it turned him into that monster. He wasn't brave enough. What chance do I have? We wanted to perform the rites for father, but the body was never returned to us, so... Not that I blame you for that, Lord Heian. I understand nothing could be done. Kitsu's father survived is nothing short of a miracle, but I fear he is indeed the rare exception. I've offered prayers at more graves than I can count. It would be cruel to give others the false hope that their loved ones might return. And yet Kisei continues to do just that, offering comfort with her lies. Not tempting, but ephemeral balm for wounds that have yet to heal, much like the anger some harbor for you or resentment for the family is restored while theirs remain broken. But for those like that poor boy whose heart's slack for hatred and know only the sadness and despair, they too may turn. Exposing the truth of Kisei's deception hasn't helped matters. If we are to prevent more suffering, we must pursue a lasting solution. I would be most grateful for your counsel, Ghost Setsu, if there is much I could learn from your pilgrimage. If there's all you require, but say the word and it shall be done. It is the least I can do for you. The part I played in Yatsu's tragedy, I failed her in the end, but I will not fail you, my lord. Thank you again for your aid, Arya. The day's events have given me much to consider. When our next step is decided, you'll be the first to know. Singular gift. Which we get a single gift. We get... Regrettably, there have been no signs of the last me since our first encounter at Shoal Rock. As Tansui surmised, it seems to fear confrontation. We, for our part, have tried to make good use of this intervening calm. Even now, Lord Hien and Gosetsu discuss how we might prevent other villagers from turning. If you would wait here a moment, he will no doubt wish to hear your thoughts on the matter. Arya, so glad you could come. As Yuguri no doubt explained, the blasphemy continues to elude us, and so we have turned our attention to other matters we can and should address. After a long discussion and much deliberation, we believe we have found a means to allay the growing malaise of our people. If you would, Gosetsu? The idea came to us after answering young Tombo's remarks about his father, whose body was never found and returned to Doma. Others no doubt share in his melancholy, unable to bury and mourn their loved ones as is their right. But simply they cannot make peace with their loss. Their anguish, if left to linger, may consume them as well. That we might provide the people of Doma with comfort and closure, we will hold a national funeral at the Swallow's Compass. Those who choose to attend will be asked to present personal effects of the deceased they wish to be enshrined there. Spirits reside in all things, but be they living or inanimate, and though we may die, a part of us lives on in the items we cherish most in life. Therefore, in lieu of remains, these belongings will be afforded a place in the royal mausoleum, that the spirits of those lost to us may find their way home to Doma, and at last know peace. The announcement has already been made, and a great many people are now engaged in the difficult task of deciding which keepsake will serve as their offering. It is not a decision to be made lightly, but I suspect they will have made up their minds by the time we go to collect their chosen tokens. I also hope to learn more about the departed from those willing to speak with me for my benefit and theirs. To break free of their sorrow, they must seek joy in the memories and the love they shared with the departed, and I will help them find it. Might the Liberator of Doma be willing to favor the people with her presence as well? I doubt not that they will appreciate the gesture. Good. You agree? I leave the people will be sorry to you. Gosetsu, may I ask it too? Apologies, my lord, but there's a small but most urgent matter I must first tend to. Very well, I shall not pry. Now, Arya, let's go and pay a visit to the good people of Namai. Right then, before we begin, I would remind you that you need only listen to the tales of their loved ones. As overseer of the ceremony, I see it as my duty to deliver their effects personally. Because of this, it's of utmost importance that we keep clear of any beast that might damage our cargo. Goes without saying how important it is that their offerings are delivered in pristine condition that will not be no good to you in the fight while heavily encumbered. If stealth or flight are not options, I must ask that you fight for us both, but we needn't worry unless the occasion arises. Now, for now, let us be off. Ian is now accompanying you. Haha, we get 2 this time. Good thing I can fly. Nope. Wrong person. My husband, my dear sweet Maria, never returned from Garlemald, but perhaps now his soul might know peace. Please take this painting brush to the Swallow's Compass. I shall handle with the utmost care. Might we trouble you to tell us more about your husband? Mario was a kind and gentle soul. There was nothing he loved more in the world than to create. That brush never left his side, not even when he tended the fields. Any spare moment he was dedicated to his craft, and he produced the most wonderful vistas of Yangsha. It was his dream to take us to Kugane, where he would become a famous artist until he was conscripted. In the early days, he would send drawings to the places they took him, though I know not how. But more time began to pass between each arrival, and then they stopped coming altogether. I know not in what far-flung land he died, but I pray it was as beautiful as his works. He sounds like quite the man to hold fast to his art, even when forced to endure such hardship. So we'll find peace of that, I have no doubt. I must thank you again, Lord Hien, for this honor. My son would have been overjoyed to know that this katana would be enshrined at the Swallow's compass. Nay, the honor is mine. I'm sure your son was a fine warrior. Aye, and so was I once upon a time, a samurai as it happens, in service of your father when the Empire first invaded our lands. Though we were defeated, our spirits broken, my son Motosu was never one to lose hope. He was determined to follow my footsteps, gave his everything to honing his skill with the blade. When I watched him train, I felt the pride I thought I had forsaken swell in my breast. I knew he would restore our family to its former glory. Alas, he could have fled, and perhaps started life anew as a vagabond of some sort, but he bore the burden and fought for Garlemald for fear of what the Imperials might do if he did not. It was plain he was a living son and a warrior true. I will care for his blade as if it were mine own, and see it given the honor and respect due a samurai of Doma. I realize it's quite large, but I want to offer this on behalf of my brother and my father, Suzushiro. If you are willing, I would very much like to hear more about them both. My father, he was a carpenter. He was a good man and a bit stubborn, always thinking about his work. The only time he ever seemed to enjoy himself was when he had a cup of sake in his hand. When my brother came of age, he took up the trade as well. It brought them closer. I'd see them laughing over drinks together or listening in silence to the crickets singing under the moonlight. I wanted to join them one day. That was their favorite sake. I thought they might miss it. I'm sure it will taste all the sweeter having come from you. I realize no one can ever replace your brother or father, but if you will allow, I would be honored to share drinks with you in their stead, when you are of age, of course. This should be everything. Would you join me for a short reprieve before our journey back? Put on brave faces, but the people of Namai are still racked with grief. It is the same at every village I have visited in recent days, but it is only now that I am struck by the contradictory nature of my goals. Having joined the Eastern Alliance and taken steps to revitalize the Enclave, I believed Doma was at last on the path to peace and prosperity. I still do, yet by focusing so keenly on the future, I have neglected the past that yet haunts my people. Even if they do not give in to despair and become beasts that plague our lands like poor Tombo's brother, how are we to truly move forward if we are constantly looking back? Speak of their haunted past, Lord Ian, but what of yours? Me? All things considered, I suppose it was only a matter of time before the subject was broached. She cuts to the heart of the matter, and the young lord, for the best, I should think, for he cannot lead by example if he has yet not made peace with his own past. Thousand apologies, my lord. I was passing through, attending to the matters of which I spoke earlier, when I chanced to hear familiar voices in the distance. If I may be so bold, the people of Doma, one and all, understand the source of your pain. To lose your father in the turmoil of a failed rebellion, his staggering duty to the throne thrust upon you, how could you even begin to mourn when first you had to lead? It would behoove you to take part in the funeral rites, my lord. Take this time to make peace with your past while it is still yours to spend. Though unlikely, if not impossible, were you to become a monster as well, Doma would surely be lost. I thank you for your counsel, Gosetsu, but if I may ask, why is it you keep your blade at the ready? I thought this personal matter of yours to be not but a trifle, or am I mistaken? Well, I find a katana a superior tool for appealing persimmons. Speaking of which, I do believe my stomach begs for sustenance, if you will excuse me. Training to help slay the blasphemy, no doubt. Fitting that he should offer me counsel, yet refuse to heed it in kind. He is not the warrior he once was, but he is wise, our obstinate friend. If I am to be perfectly honest, it frightens me to recall it the moment it all came crashing down. We taken Doma Castle, victory was ours, but when we looked out and saw the banners of the 12th Legion marching towards us, Crown Prince at the fore, no sooner had Gosetsu and I escaped than we received word that Xenos had slain my father. Remember how the fight went out of Gosetsu in an instant, how he wept for his lord when I felt the weight of profound duty bear down upon my shoulders, crushing, suffocating, the heat of my own breath, the chill of my clammy palms. But duty demanded I master my emotions. When all those around me, Gosetsu included, were consumed by anger and a thirst for vengeance, I had to be in control. Under my orders, we dispersed and fled to fight another day. To this day, I have not stopped to reflect on my father's death. How could I, devoted as I am to finding Doma's way forward? But now I must, and so having taken you into my confidence, would you see this through with me to journey's end? The keepsake I would offer up for the funeral is hidden in a place not easily reached. We will have to fly there, I'm afraid, but worry not, my Yule will ferry us. Just a moment. The place we seek is Plum Spring in the mountains. Shall we? Okay. About more right here. Aww, night music here is actually. Oh no, the day music here is good, but night music here is good too. That means we're going to night again. No, it's gonna be dark. This is such a quiet ride. Oh my gosh. What's even the point of having us do this if it's just gonna be wordless? Oh my goodness. Could have been an actual cutscene, not just flying around. Where even are we? Oh, we're up here. could have just been part of the regular cutscene game. Game. My parents would bring me here for Hanami as a child. Beauty and serenity was such that I could forget the realities of the occupation. Indeed, some of my fondest memories of family are here, which is precisely why I chose this place to conceal the singular gift my father bequeathed to me as a child. Charming, is it not? The great auspicious Kition Da Shang said to reside somewhere along the Daryu chain. In those days, everyone knew the tales of his prowess. Reckless boy that I once tried to seek him out, hoping he might help us. I buried it here shortly after my coming-of-age ceremony. It seemed a fitting place to both part with my childhood and offer a final goodbye to my mother. Our keepsake of mine and his, to be sure, but he was never a man of worldly possessions. Still, I suspect he would allow himself a rare smile if he were to see it again after all these years. And that's precisely how I wish to bid him farewell, with a smile. I should go without saying, for it not become known that I kept a stall here. Wouldn't want the children to grow jealous now, would we? With that, I believe it's time we return to the Enclave. As night descends upon us once again. Okay, free warp. There are yet more villages to visit and offerings to collect, but preparations are proceeding apace. Soon the people will have one less cause to be tempted down the path of despair. Of course, there still remains a problem with the blasphemy. The former conscripts will remain in the Kian until it has been dealt with. We will slay the beast in due time, but before that, be honored to be present for the funeral. Pray speak with Yuguri when next you visit the Enclave, and she will tell you more of the proceedings. Blade Arrest. As ever, your timing is impeccable. We but moments ago completed preparations for the funeral. I will inform Lord Ian of your arrival. You're here! Excellent. The blasphemy continues to shun our settlements, and I mean to make the most of the time its absence affords us. I assume you're planning to take part in the ceremony. Glad to hear it. Unfortunately, Gosetsu will not be joining us today. He's injured himself, as I knew he would with the secret training, and now he grumbles from the confines of his bed. But he will be fine in due course. We may worry over his convalescence after the funeral. Oh hey, this is Gachasura, one of the A-ranks of Yangsha. Hello, buddy. Good to see you alive. I mean, I'm alive anymore is a miracle. Solo instance time. Villagers should arrive ere long. Then we may begin. Lord Ian, I apologize, my lord, for my past transgressions. I yearned to believe my daughter was a kami reborn, but you were right. She is a monster. Words cannot ill express my shame for advocating that the conscripts be sacrificed to appease the dead. Nay, the ceremony shall serve far, far better, and so as a humble citizen of Doma, offer my deepest gratitude and beg your forgiveness. I would make an offering on behalf of my husband and son, as well as my dear sweet Minato. I throw myself on your mercy, Lord Heian. Allow them a place within the mausoleum, that their spirits may know peace. There is no need beg forgiveness, we say. Please, rise. He will come for you. Hidekami, she gave her life to draw out the blasphemy. Also, next question, can I partner with these guys? Aha! I can dance partner with the PM. That's useful. Alright. I knew they wouldn't screw over a dancer like that, right? Alright? Alright, anyway, Minato holds me responsible for Kisei's death. I will keep it. Fully used to playing level 93. Oh, right, silence. I probably want to do that. Wilstra. Needs to charge. Can you bring its focus? Help the vibe piano not try to be like, how do I play Dancer again? I don't know how I play Dancer. Basically, they put a lot of stuff in technical steps. Okay. Lightning tendrils. So a lot of this is gonna be clearly things meant for range, like attacking from a distance. No complaint about melee hay here. Healing stuff on this can't be so difficult though. Concentrate. Answer, right? No slow indeed, but we will not be adjusted. I should probably put this on close target. I'm good at watching for casts when I'm on. It is nothing. I'm also more used to some form of rotation that way. Alright, we have these. That was almost bad. The weave of a shinobi's power. That was me really not paying attention there. Now I'm hurting. hurting, aren't we? We're really hurting, aren't we? I can't move. Apologies for the untimely arrival, my lord. Kosetsu? What is that staff? Pilgrimage proved the most enlightening experience and is where I chance to discover the benefits of aesthetic training. Aesthetic? I may no longer be fit to wield a blade, my lord, but Shugendo affords me another way to turn the tide of battle. Stubborn as ever, I shall have to thank you later. Let's put an end to this. My partner's still on? Or they reset it? It is still on. Cool. Actually, for the sake of my wrist, I'm moving Star Planes. Yeah, that's this one. Try to offset these a little bit. What about actually trying to play this correctly? That's fun. Protect the statue! Thank goodness we get a healer. Or something. Oh, right, my god. That's a crazy shot will break the concentration. Right. Quickly to me, something amiss. You think I'm not still fighting? You're asking the wrong thing. It's because they're not fighting.
The weed of its moving power.
Hey, let's not stand in the deep this time. Left sweep. Taking a whale. Last time we put all this food into my offset. Whatever. I'll claim myself to be a master dancer. No longer my crazy shot. Oh, it took away my focus target. That's what was missing. That's why I'm like, no, I'm not hitting. why they give you so long. You might not be paying attention to it. And that's it. That is that. Deceive her to the bitter end. She is still a daughter of Doma. But she is still a daughter of Doma. She will have a proper burial and her family's belongings enshrined with the others. I have gathered you here today not to speak of the future, but to reflect on the past, to pay respects to loved ones fallen on the field of battle. In honor of their sacrifices, these sons and daughters of Doma shall be given place here at the Swallow's Compass. Though they no longer walk with us in life, they walk with us in spirit. Pray never forget their bravery, that the memories of their legacy give you comfort and strength. Moroya Motokawa, the aspiring painter. He was a man who saw beauty in all things and would one day have become a renowned artist in Kugane. Tosu Jito, a warrior in training, he longed to become a samurai like his father and bring honor to his family. Suzushiro Kodokumi, the carpenter, a man who wholly dedicated to his craft, who hoped to one day pass on his talents to his two loving children. And lastly, Minato Shihogaki and her mother-in-law, Kisei. Theirs was once a happiness to be envied. Minato's parents were murdered by Imperial soldiers, and after being rescued by the Confederacy, Minato was given into the care of the village of Isari. Though she arrived with a broken heart, it was soon mended by the man who would become her husband, the son of Kisei, who herself had been born to Isari on wind of tragedy. Kisei was a child of the deep, born in Suino Sato. For her gifts, she was exiled, but with her courage and tenacity, she found a new home on the shores of the Ruby Sea. She was a devoted wife and mother, and though not related by blood, she loved Minato as if she were their own. That is how she lived, and how they all lived, and how they should be remembered. May our hearts swell not with sorrow, but with joy for their memory. Know that proof of their mark left on this world shall remain here, enshrined within the Swallow's Compass for all eternity. Let us still our voices, and in silence pray for their souls, that they may share in the peace we have found. Well, I certainly was not expecting the battle with the blasphemy as a prelude to the ceremony. At least now we may breathe easy, if only for a short while. Villagers have all returned home, and I believe it is time we did the same. We've held a national funeral and slain the blasphemy besides. A rather productive day with you, not agree? The former conscripts will be elated to finally return home. Speaking of returns, I think I speak for us all when I say your appearance at the Swallow's Compass came as something of a shock. What of your injuries from training? Quite painful for some time, I assure you. Despite my best efforts to reclaim my former skills, my back of my hips vigorously protested. Honestly, if I might be well rested for the morrow's hunt, but a voice called out to me. I was needed, so I grabbed my cane and then ran as quick as my ailing body would allow. pain suits you, Gostetsu, though your mastery of healing magic was a sight to behold. Almost as surprising as your resurrection following the fall of Doma Castle. I am still but a novice in dire need of training. 'Tis my hope that I will be able to refine the aesthetic arts during my next pilgrimage. So, you are leaving then. Worry not, Lord Heian. Should you find yourself in dire straits once more, I shall fly to your side. Not as a samurai, perhaps, but I will nonetheless give our enemies cause to tremble. And with that, I take my leave. Though it may be years, if not decades, until we truly make peace with our past, we have turned a corner and begun to heal. We may look to the future unburdened by grief ignored and sadness denied. The path ahead is ever fraught with peril, but we shall walk with eyes uncovered and with pride. You have done so much for us, for Doma. I wish there was more I could do for you. If I may ask one last favor before you leave, please inform our representative at Raza Han that the blessing has been vanquished and the people of Doma are safe. With any luck, our experiences here will prove useful to other nations that yet grapple with these beasts. Abel, you can just barely make this one. Lady Arya, you return. What word from Doma? Blasphemy is no more. That is most wonderful news. I must inform the other delegates at once. Thank you again for answering our summons. If another threat should rear its dastardly head, I pray we can count on your assistance again. You can now digest specific gear for level 90 physical range DPS. Woo! More than moments. Well, at least one to go, which I could technically start now, but I got one more to go. It's fine. Thank you for watching. We got one more role quest to go. It's the healer one, so we will do that next time. Enjoyed the video. Be sure to toss you a like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, maybe. Also be sure to check out some links in the description, social media, Discord, so on. Thanks for watching. Until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!